Hi, my name is Gretchen Pontius. This is my Module 1 video introduction for AEP 800. First, just a little bit about me. I was born and raised in Kansas. I've been here my entire life. My elementary, middle school, and high school years were spent in a few small towns outside of Wichita. My undergraduate degree is from Kansas State University in elementary education. I was student teaching in a 6th grade classroom. I realized I really loved working with older students, so I took the middle school and high school praxis exams in math so that I would be more marketable, but ultimately my goal was to obtain a position in middle school or high school. I really enjoyed that. When I sought out then my graduate degree in educational theory and practice from Arkansas State University, I did not think that I could see myself in a building leadership position. That's why I went with the educational theory and practice. Then this past year kind of hit me that I was interested in that. Some of the roles I have at school right now made me realize that maybe I could be successful and I would enjoy that. So this January, I started pursuing the building leadership endorsement, and this is my last course in that path. My first job outside of college was at Ark City Middle School. I taught 8th grade math there. I coached. My 3rd year there, I was kind of getting burned out. I didn't see myself doing this for the rest of my life. We were making a move closer to Wichita in a little town called Rose Hill. So I decided to hang up my teacher shoes and I started working at a company called Mathnasium. I was the center director and one of the tutors for the owner. I did that for about a year. I realized I really missed the classroom. An opening happened to come up in Rose Hill at Rose Hill High School, so I taught there for 2 years then. During that second year, actually during the first and the second year, I have friends and family in Derby. They were trying to get me to apply. After the second year, I thought it was worth a shot. Even though I really liked it in Rose Hill, I did get the position at Derby High School. And I've been there now, this is my 5th year. So I'm going into my 10th year of teaching and my 5th year at Derby High School. Derby High School is a 6A high school. We have right under 2,500 students and right over 150 teachers in our building. So we're a pretty large building. I'm a math teacher there. I teach Algebra 1, pre-algebra, and this year, thinking mathematically, it's like Algebra 1.5, so just for struggling students. During homeroom, I work in a program called PAR, so Panthers at Risk. Kind of our job there is just freshmen that are failing core classes. We kind of try to help them get back on track. We provide them with maybe some life skills, some life lessons, but also try to get some work in there. And I, of course, work with the math section of that. I'm also the math department chair, and then I'm on various collaboration groups. A lot of them have come about through the department chair. Being in that leadership position, but I really enjoy them. All of them are just geared toward making sure Derby is as good as we can be. And then I'm also the senior class sponsor this year. A little bit about me personally, I've been married for 11 years. My husband, Mitch, up there in the picture, he is a teacher and coach, or he has been until this year. He stepped into an assistant principal job at Derby Middle School this year. That's been fun for me. I've learned a lot through him through that experience, but he's also enjoyed it as well. We have 3 kids. Tyler's in 3rd grade. Elena is 4 and in the 4-year-old pre-K program, so she'll be in kindergarten next year. And then the little guy, Bo, is at daycare and he rules the roost. In my free time outside of school, I like to be outside. I like to run or exercise. I enjoy reading and baking and cooking. As I went through and read the 3 articles, they were all extremely similar in that just promoting technology, being a leader, leading by example, and some ways to do that effectively. So the first one I'm going to talk about briefly is by McMahon. This one talks about communicating the intentions of technology. You need to explain how it will enrich learning and address any fears there to make sure everyone understands why we're using them and how we're going to make sure everyone's safe and how it will help. The learning environment will improve because it's more engaging and compelling. There's ongoing, or there should be ongoing professional development for staff. This isn't a here's your devices or here's this program, good luck. We're going to provide continuous help there to kind of just help you be a better teacher and use that technology. Also, real world cross-curricular learning, showing how this would happen in the real world, where it would apply, and then cross-curricular showing how all of school is intertwined somehow. When you're doing something in cooking class, you're using math, you're using science, you're putting everything together, and that's kind of a good addition technology can add, is that it's going to help make that richer for students. And then also you can create balanced assessments. Those assessments are going to show us not only where the kids are right now or where they've come from, it's going to help prepare for their futures. Additionally, the Consortium for School Networking talked about distributing leadership and fostering growth. So just because I'm the leader doesn't mean that I'm the one doing all this. I need to have everyone on the same page where we're all working together. We're all coming up with ideas to improve, not just the teachers and the students, but all of the staff, the leaders included. And then additionally, thoughtful policies that balance access and protection is really important, showing how we're protecting our students, but we're still giving them rights to a lot of things. These policies need to be shared with parents and with students to make sure that everyone's on the same page, that everyone understands we're operating within FERPA's laws as well. And then Ribble and Park talked about the reflection model. First of all, building awareness. With that awareness, what we're doing it, why we're using it, guided practice or play for teachers and for students, then modeling and demonstrating this process. So as a leader, I need to model and demonstrate how to use it as well, and then providing feedback and analysis. Really, the importance here is that we are explaining lessons and concepts of the integration of digital citizenship in the classroom. That's a very powerful tool. So at USD 260, the technology resources that we use to achieve and support the mission, vision, and goals, and just core values of our district would be, first of all, we have a one-to-one initiative. McMahon talked about this one-to-one, and then also that technology agreement for proper use. Didn't necessarily use those words, but that's something that we do in Derby. At the beginning of every single year, parents and students have to sign this technology agreement, ensuring everyone understands how the technology should be used and that it is being monitored. We also have an online learning platform for middle school through high school students. We use Canvas. All classes are in Canvas. They have like a course shell, kind of like we do with our Google Classroom here at Fort Hays State. Every student, so my third grader had an email account, a Gmail account in kindergarten. He didn't access it until the second grade year, but they set every student up with a Gmail, and that's teachers as well. Subs that work within the district for a lot of years or frequently within that year, they also are set up with Gmail accounts. We use Skyward as our online gradebook with parent access, and then online textbooks, we use Pearson for all of the core classes. So promoting the effective use of technology with student use, one of the most important things I think is digital citizenship. Students don't just know how to behave appropriately online, they need to be taught that. Two of the articles really stress this importance, and that's something that all freshmen at Derby High School, they go through an online class during their homeroom for that first year about digital citizenship, and I think that's very powerful, just talking about how to use or not use technology. Also for our students, all classes use Canvas and then Pearson for all core classes. I think that's important because it's effective because it's all in one place. You know where to find it. For staff, we all have Canvas and Pearson. We can load and select assessments through Pearson. We can load them to Canvas then, or I can pick or make my own assessment and load those just to Canvas. So we can use online assessments for data analysis. Then we also have Impero, that is our filtering tool that we use at the high school and middle school. It's used also in the elementaries. We have like certain words that Impero blocks, or it draws red flags, so many strikes and it's reported kind of thing. And then also teachers can use it to monitor. If all my students are on their laptops, I can pull up my Impero screen and I'm able to see what their screen on their laptop looks like. So just kind of to ensure they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. To assist teachers, every building has an expert, whether it just be in technology itself, in Canvas, in Pearson, and in Piro. All of that just helps. So if you have a quick question, you don't have to fill out a technology ticket or email technology. You can just run down the hall or across the building to see if someone can help you. Then also some professional development is used. All of the articles talked about this importance, and I do think this is something that maybe we could do a little better at Derby, just that professional development aspect. So personally, how I model personal and professional ethics, integrity, justice, and fairness, I kind of believe my school device is for school stuff. So if I'm using my school laptop, I'm working on school or doing something at school. I'm not online shopping. I'm not reading books on there. I'm doing things for school. As far as social media goes, I always go with a think before you post. If you think of your life in a headline, if I said something that maybe wasn't approved, would that be a good headline or a bad headline? And if it's a bad one, definitely don't do it. When in doubt, don't post it. Don't engage in banter. It can be extremely toxic to be parts of those groups that maybe complain a lot about things, but don't engage in that is something I go by. I actually don't even follow them just because I found them to be toxic. I don't let my students follow me or friend me on any of the social media platforms. Some of them, when they graduate, I do. It's kind of a game. I think that it just helps build our relationship where I want to follow you on Facebook, or I want to follow you on this. And I don't let them because it's just my kids, first of all. It's nothing exciting. I don't post anything. I don't repost anything in anywhere. It's really just about my kids. So that's something I go with too. I know a lot of people use it within their classroom, and that's fantastic. For my classroom, it's just not something that I found a way to really work it in there effectively. So I don't. If I could find a way, I would definitely have students following me, and I would follow them back through a school account. And I also model appropriate behavior. I feel that I shouldn't be on my phone during class because I don't want you on your phone during class. If I ever need to have my phone out, which I do, I'm a mom, I have a house, it flooded in May, I just had to say, hey, my phone's on my desk because I'm waiting for the plumber to get there, or hey, my kid is sick, so my phone's out today. If you hear it, will you please let me know? I think just being upfront, and then students are the same with me. Hey, my mom's gonna check me out because my brother's getting back or something. And I'm extremely open to that. I think that helps build that relationship, so I just practice what I'm teaching them. My personal critique, I just feel that technology is not always the answer. Sometimes I think it's very powerful to put away technology and engage differently, whether it be paper pencil or face-to-face. But a lot of times technology is the answer. You have to find that happy medium, and sometimes I struggle with that, finding where I'm comfortable, or I am comfortable where I am, so I can struggle to find that happy medium of maybe using more technology. Additionally, sometimes I find it hard to trust my students. I work with a lot of challenging students, and sometimes that's hard for me to trust them, that they're going to do what I want them to do on their devices. And then just finding the time, finding those things I want to use online, but that I know will work, finding the time to find them can be challenging. So like my personal enhancement plan here then would be I need to seek out more learning opportunities and slowly add in more technology in my daily lessons. I use a lot of technology, but a lot of it's I use it, the students don't, and I think that's something that I could be better at, having things the students do with technology. So helping them earn my trust, or maybe trusting them until I shouldn't anymore. And then also I need to make time. I need to set aside time every week to make these things happen. I think the district could do some enhancement through having requested trainings and having them at different levels. So you might be at a level 1, 2, or 3. We're going to provide training at each level. We're a big enough district. I think that would be something that's feasible. Providing staff with materials requested. I know that money is an issue. It always will be in education. But if a teacher requests something, such as a new smartboard, maybe helping them reach that goal or seeing what we can do to help them. And then providing teachers with learning and play time in order to reach those goals. And lastly, here are the references that I used for my presentation. Thank you.